Back in 1955, a new company was born in the spirit of innovation and quality. Today, Gecko Western manufactures and distributes construction coatings and waterproofing products all over the world. Gecko products waterproof millions of square feet worldwide. You're about to learn everything you need to know about GacoDeck, a unique all-in-one kit that anyone can use to waterproof a multitude of surfaces. We've been selling GacoDeck to homeowners and commercial properties since 1985. It's actually the very same high-quality product that we sell to the commercial market. It provides long-lasting surface protection and waterproofing, plus a skid-resistant surface that cleans up easily. You can install GacoDeck over plywood, concrete, metal, fiberglass, and painted surfaces. Here's something else about GacoDeck that really sets it apart. The special elastomeric membrane is not only much thicker and more durable than paint, it can stretch more than 200%, virtually eliminating the cracking and peeling commonly associated with porch and floor paint. And unlike other deck coatings, GacoDeck waterproofs both roof decks and walking decks. Roof decks are decks over an occupied living space. They can also be called a balcony, garage deck, or elevated walkway. So where do you use GacoDeck? The answer is just about anywhere. These are some examples of roof decks that are ideal for coating with GacoDeck. Another advantage to GacoDeck is its unique non-skid coating that meets the recommended standards for accessible routes set forth by the Americans with Disabilities Act. What makes the non-skid surface unique? Walnut shells. That's right, ground walnut shells give the surface a slip-resistant granule texture finish that wears at the same rate as the coating. This makes GacoDeck ideal for small projects such as stairs, steps, walkways, and porches, or any other surface where a skid-resistant coating is desired. Now let's get into the kit. Every kit includes everything you'll need to waterproof 100 square feet. A paintbrush, roller sleeve, polyester tape, texture granules, complete instructions, and oh yeah, this how-to video. Okay, let's get started. First off, all surfaces must be dry and clean and free of wax, dust, oil, asphalt, or any other contaminants. After cleaning surfaces with pressure washing or scrubbing with detergent and water, let them dry for 24 hours. And of course, avoid application of GacoDeck if rainfall is expected within 6 hours. Other preparation tips vary depending on the type of surface you're covering. We'll explain those at the end of this video. The first thing we did was apply masking tape to any areas where the GacoDeck application is going to terminate at a point where there's not a natural break. This creates a smooth, clean edge. Now, we're going to stir the GacoDeck coating real well before we begin. Caulk all flashing seams and smooth the caulk flush with deck surface. In addition, apply caulking to all joints, cracks, nail heads, and screw heads. And again, smooth the caulk flush with the deck surface. Allow it to dry to manufacturer's recommendations. We recommend using caulking that's high quality, 50-year rated, water resistant, paintable, and acrylic. If caulking is allowed to dry more than 24 hours, wipe with a damp cloth prior to application. To begin taping, brush a 5 to 6 inch wide stripe of GacoDeck coating, centering the stripe over joints or cracks. Work in small sections, since latex coatings dry quickly. While the coating is still tacky, press the polyester tape smoothly over the surface. Brush another layer of coating over the tape, smoothing out any wrinkles. Allow the surface to dry. When working against a wall or where posts intersect the deck, apply the tape 50-50 on the horizontal and vertical surfaces. Crease the tape so it forms a 90-degree angle and fit it tightly into the corner using a putty knife. Again, saturate the tape with coating after it has been set into place. Corners require some cutting to prepare tape sections so they will form fit around the angle. When taping around an outside corner, horizontally fold the tape and slit the bottom fold. Then, fold the entire tape section around the corner. This opens a triangle slot in the tape surface, something like this. Now, cut a square patch of tape and cut a third of the material out of its corner. Place this angle patch on the deck surface flush with the wall corner and brush on a coat of GacoDeck. For inside corners, fold and slit the tape the same as with an outside corner. Then, fold the tape inward overlapping the corners. Brush coat the bottom layer first, then fit and brush coat the top layer. It's important to saturate all tape surfaces with GacoDeck. Details around the edge of your deck also require taping. The tape prevents water from penetrating into the edge of the plywood and seals any joints between metal flashing, drip stops, and fascia boards. Small sections of tape are used and overlapped around surface drains or other surface-mounted deck penetrations. If you have metal stanchions supporting a railing, remove them at the base prior to applying the GacoDeck system. Reinstall them using a high-quality waterproof acrylic latex caulk after the final GacoDeck coat has dried. An alternative, if the stanchion cannot be removed, is to run a bead of caulk around the base of the fixture and then overcoat the metal with caulking and GacoDeck. For a seamless finish, lightly sand the edges of the coated tape with medium grit sandpaper before applying the first coat. When all caulking and taping are done, you're ready to apply the GacoDeck. For the first coat, apply a uniform coat of GacoDeck using 3/4 of a gallon for 100 square feet over entire deck surface, including taped or flashed areas. Unlike paint, this should be a heavy coat in order to create the waterproof elastomeric membrane. Wrap the roller cover in aluminum foil or plastic. Allow the surface to dry until it can be walked on, 2 to 4 hours in ideal conditions. For the second base coat, apply another uniform coat of GacoDeck using 3/4 of a gallon for 100 square feet over entire deck surface, including taped or flashed areas. Allow the surface to dry until it can be walked on, 2 to 4 hours in ideal conditions. While the second coat dries, again wrap the roller cover in aluminum foil or plastic. Now you're ready to apply your 2 texture coats. GacoDeck texture granules create a decorative and slip-resistant finish for your deck. Add the entire bag of GacoDeck texture granules to the remaining coating and stir thoroughly. After adding texture, apply 2 texture coats at 3/4 of a gallon per 100 square feet per coat. Best results are achieved by applying texture coats in parallel overlapping roller passes, either north-south or east-west. Allow the first coat to dry before applying the final coat. If you must wait more than 72 hours between coats, wash the surface with detergent, rinse well, and allow to dry completely. Now, there are some special circumstances to talk about, mostly in relation to the weather. When it's above 90 degrees, apply the coating in the morning and or the evening. And you shouldn't attempt to apply GacoDeck if the temperature is below 50 degrees, or if it's going to get below 50 within 6 hours after the application. In extremely cold climates, GacoDeck primer must be used in conjunction with GacoDeck. If GacoDeck primer is not used with GacoDeck, your deck could experience surface cracks. Do not place heavy objects or furniture on your deck until it is cured. Here's something you can do to remove small amounts of surfactants that can rise to the surface of a newly coated deck and inhibit curing time. If your deck coating is still sticky or tacky after 48 hours, wet the deck surface. Apply an alkaline soap such as Gecko Wash or Simple Green and agitate with the broom. Rinse the deck thoroughly and allow to dry. Within 48 hours, the deck surface should be cured. Here is some supplementary information on preparation of different types of surfaces for GacoDeck-Application. If it's concrete, it needs to be properly ventilated structural concrete. It also must cure and dry for 4 weeks before GacoDeck-Application. For more information about coating concrete surfaces, refer to the instruction sheet provided with the kit. If you're applying to metal, lightly sand and coat with an appropriate metal exterior primer. In the case of fiberglass, lightly sand the surface and treat any seams as you would plywood joints. Some homeowners end up applying GacoDeck to existing waterproof coatings and painted surfaces. If it's in good condition, you can apply a coat of GacoDeck primer and then 2 coats of GacoDeck top coat. In some cases, the existing surface may need some taping and caulking prior to coating with GacoDeck. Well, now you know everything you're going to need to know to use your new GacoDeck kit. If you have any additional questions, we have a toll-free number at our Gecko Western headquarters, or you can visit our website. Thank you for watching this video, and enjoy your new GacoDeck for years to come.